because I already have my headphones put in. Or what's it called? I have, it's kind of an awkward angle here, but
why are you positioning yourself towards me?
I'm just saying, I'm trying to get comfortable.
I mean, I got chairs and stuff if you want a chair to sit in.
I probably could have sat down in a chair, but
yeah, I can put it over there.
Oh, it's totally fine now. It's too late.
It's too late. I'm comfortable.
Yeah, we're already committed to this. So.
Okay.
Have you tried the offline mode on that though?
I have not tried offline mode. No, I played till like level 5, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good game. So, not bad.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a lot more that we were talking about before I finally got all set up.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing a little bit, to be honest. But that's okay.
That's kind of the way it goes.
Well, pre-birthing class is going great.
Oh, that's right. We were going to talk about your lamaze.
Yeah, it's pre-birthing, not lamaze. Lamaze is a technique.
I guess correction for anybody else out there then who thinks that it would be called pre-birthing. I mean, that would think it would be called lamaze, that it in fact is called pre-birthing.
Well, there might be lamaze class out there.
Yeah.
But the class that we are taking is a pre-birthing class, which just happens to cover lamaze in it, and like a tour of the hospital, what kind of things we should expect after, labor techniques, and all sorts of things. So.
Oh, okay. What did you take away from it that you didn't know going into it? Was
everything so far? I've seen way more than I needed to see.
You were ill-equipped for what you were about to learn.
Yeah. There was so like you're picking up on things like there's apparently a 5-1 rule. I don't know if do you know what that is?
We didn't take any classes.
Okay. Yeah, my brother didn't either, and he's very disappointed in me actually. But it's a free class, so we might as well take it. Oh, actually, it was not free. It was $10 for us to buy a book.
Really?
Like a little book that comes with like a website and a contraction app and all sorts of things. So it was actually $10, but I feel like we've already gained that $10 worth of knowledge.
Well, what is it? First off, what's in the contraction app?
I think it's literally just like a timer app. So when she starts contractions, so you can monitor them.
Okay.
So as soon as she gets the start of the contraction, you hit a button. Basically, it's a stopwatch. And then it just keeps a log of how long in between you're going between your contractions so that you know when you need to actually go to the hospital. So apparently there's a 5-1-1 rule. Now this differs between other women who are actually pregnant. If their doctors want a different rule, or if they've already given birth and stuff like that, they have different times. But for us, since it's our first, it's 5-1-1 rule. We're not supposed to go to the hospital until we have a contraction. I want to say that lasts
5 hours in one day.
5 hours? No. Gosh. I did this class 2 weeks ago, so I should really know this.
Sad. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's a 5-minute. Every 5 minutes, you have a minute-long contraction for an hour long.
Okay.
So if you start and within an hour you've had every 5 minutes you have a minute-long contraction, then you should go to the hospital. So until then, it's not really necessary. You're not dilated enough, and you shouldn't worry about it. Now, that's different if your water breaks, then you should go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So. And also, I learned that there's different things. If the water breaks and it's a different color, that's bad. If it's not like a little clear liquid, if it's like brownish, muckish, that means that the child has probably defecated inside, and it's not good for them. So you need to tell them. And if it also has like a different smell, that means that there could be, if it's not just like a normal, I guess, non-smelling smell.
I'm not sure. Did they provide you guys with like sample scents?
We did not have a scratch and sniff sticker.
I mean, I'm not saying that you had to, but I mean, as an example, it would have been.
I mean, she might have, but when it gets down to that kind of stuff, you're not really listening, right? You're listening, but you're not listening.
No, I was listening the entire time.
Yeah, but you didn't go. That's right. Yeah, so if it also smells like funky or not normal, you should notify them when it happens. So I think that might mean that there's like a virus or something, or you might be infected or something like that. So they got to check it out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky then.
Yeah. So that was very eye-opening, and they did. They showed us some videos of crowning, and then we watched a video last night where the woman was giving birth, and she did like a side angle position.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like on her side with her legs open, but she had a mirror. Position so that she could see what was going on down there.
Okay.
She said it was motivation. I don't know about that. I don't think I could watch if I was giving birth to myself giving birth. But I think that her reasoning was like, oh, you can see
Pops.
it.
Hi. I thought you wanted to talk on the podcast. You don't want to talk now? Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're live.
What's
We need one of those blinking red live lights.
Yeah.
Like we're in a dark room in a photography facility.
What's Luca making for you?
I heard you're getting a quesadilla.
Yeah, you're getting a quesadilla?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I helped her put some cheese and we spread out.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
cool. So you're helping her cook? Cool.
It's more than I do. So.
Do you want your juice? Okay. Chris is talking about lamaze class. Or
Pre-birthing.
Pre-birthing. Sorry.
That's good.
It is good, huh? Here you go, Pops. Here's your juice. You want to put this in the trash?
Was Joe allowed in the room during the birthing process, or did he stay out in the like the waiting room with his grandmother?
Because it was C-section, no. He didn't come in.
That's right.
And he stayed home.
Oh, okay.
We were up in... Were you at work at the time when I was...
Yeah,
when our daughter was
actually, I
born?
think so.
So...
I think I might have just started when you were coming back from it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, when she was born, we did have to go to the hospital early.
Quesadilla time.
Oh, quesadilla. It's here.
That's
What do you
sour
say,
cream?
Pops? What do you say? And so we just went out there, and pretty much we had to stay until it was time for her to give birth. It was a really interesting experience because at this hospital, they were kind of like, oh, you don't need to be here, even though Claudia was saying, no, something's not right. There's bleeding. There's stuff going on. We need to be here. And we kind of had to
Force them to take you?
Yeah, we had to get vocal about it.
Was this in Santa Barbara?
Well, this was in San Luis.
Oh, St. Louis, okay.
Yeah. And so when Claudia's primary doctor came in, she was like, oh, no, that baby's coming out today.
Yeah.
And she was like, thank you
I told
for
you.
that. Yeah. So
I don't like to be one of those people, but I told you. No.
yeah, we got ready. And it's a really interesting experience because, I mean, well, you'll experience this. You're both going to be sitting in that room together. Well, all three of you will be sitting in that room technically. And then it's like, okay, well, we've got to take Luca. I mean, this is if there's like a prep.
Okay.
More often than not, I think they have you give birth in that same room.
Yeah. From the videos we watched, they were all in the same room.
Yeah.
Together.
So then you'll be there. But for us, I mean, Claudia had to be wheeled out to the operation section because she was going to get, she was going to have a C-section.
Yeah. Did you go with her? Or
You don't want sour cream? Here.
Let me help you with that.
Yeah, here you go. I can confirm that is an amazing quesadilla. Chris is trying to sneak a bite, but don't share with Chris.
No, I don't want. I got matzo sticks coming. Maybe.
I know, right? I know this cheesy bread and podcast thing was, it kind of fell through on my end, I guess. We were supposed to get cheesy bread for Chris.
Instead, you went to Best Buy and didn't get an iPad.
Yeah. We went to Best Buy, and then the clock was ticking, and I was like, oh, we better get there. He's probably going to be waiting, and he'll forgive the cheesy bread.
I was waiting. I will not forgive the cheesy bread. And, yeah. So,
Right?
yeah, no.
No.
No, we can't forgive it. It will bite us, possibly. Not really sure.
Not the broccoli cheese bread.
Broccoli
Yeah.
cheese bread?
So then the
About that.
ETA on your son's arrival is
April 9th.
okay.
So, week and a half into April.
So about a month and a half then.
Yeah, we're getting close.
I mean, your stress level still 0 or
So I'm still excited, which is a good thing. It's more of like now we are starting to like we this morning we went through like the baby room and was making sure that we were like unpacking all the boxes because now we're getting baby shower guests that are just showing up. Yeah. And so now we got to unpack those and try and build some stuff and put like little bookshelves on the wall, and we went to Home Goods and got some paintings and stuff like that. So artwork we got to put on the wall, which is basically me. And then I gotta hang like a mobile thing. It's like just like a
baby
thing.
cam, webcam.
Well, I do have to do that, but we have like one of those things that hangs down and the kids like looks up at. I think they're called mobiles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I got to put that in the ceiling. And
Yeah, with Joseph, we did a pack and play. It's pretty much that foldable little travel crib, and it came with like little doodads that hung down. So
Yeah.
we kind of just
doodads, huh?
yeah, a MOBA. So I've heard it's been called. So we did that, and with our daughter, we did the same thing. Like we really lagged it on getting them cribs until we desperately needed them to have a crib.
Yeah, we have a crib.
Yeah,
We have a crib. It's already built.
yeah. You
The
guys
bed
are
is a little low right now, so I probably have to adjust it and bring it up because as he grows, he would lower it, and it's on
Yeah.
the bottom setting. And then, yeah, we got a baby changing dresser, and we've got the rocking chair, 2 little kid beanbag things that we're just in there.
There you go.
So yeah, not bad.
The whole room's all set up.
Pretty much. Just
Nice.
need to put the artwork on the walls and hang the mobile thing and the cam thing.
Because I mean, he's gonna
Baby
look at
monitor.
these walls and say, "What's with
Wow.
these bare walls?
Right?
What kind of world did I
What's-
come into?" You know?
Yeah, so we actually repainted that room, and the corners are a little. I mean, there's like 3 of the 4 corners are probably good.
Yeah.
There's one that's a little sloppy,
Okay.
and now that Luca's noticed it, she can't unsee it. And I'm like, the kid will never notice.
Yeah.
No one will ever notice if they walk into that room unless you tell them it's there, and then they'll notice and they'll see it. But she's dead set on trying to fix it, but I don't think it's going to get done before. So
Wow. Well, it sounds like you have a project.
no,
on your
it
hands.
doesn't sound.
Sound like
the
you heard it
fence.
here first, folks. You know, Chris Murphy, he's on the job.
The Bard.
The handyman. Yeah, Bard Chris.
Bard Chris.
He's on the. I ended up getting that code finished up. So
Oh yeah. So
pretty much
what's the
it's-
next step? Right? It was the name.
Yeah, next step will be enter name. I can see why kind of trying to, I guess, funnel people into a certain type of scenario where it's like, I need you to press only number 1 or number 2.
Yeah.
And you cannot press anything else. And you cannot type more than one number. Like
It's
it's
a little-
literally, it would be so much easier to just make buttons. And
Yeah,
it's like,
just for
well,
people to
here's the buttons.
click.
There's no full keyboard for you to play
Yeah,
with.
you gotta type. Yeah.
So there's a lot of checks that you have to do to ensure that
Now, do you
players don't
need,
get outside those boundaries.
Do you need like images to input for those buttons, or is it like just like it'll just it's
I'm
like
not
a
even
circle?
sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how that's gonna work. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess.
So what's the next step? It's you got your name down. You've got if you want to take an adventure, and it's class now that they're gonna select.
Yeah, but we'll just start out with a dummy class.
Yeah.
So it'll just be like an adventurer with
Okay, adventurer.
a training sword.
Class adventurer.
Yeah, class
Okay.
adventurer with a training sword.
Okay.
And then you'll go out, and then I have to program an encounter. So, and then it's on to all the fun stuff, damage calculators and roll checks. And
That's when it gets.
Jeez.
That's when it starts
You
getting
okay, Joseph?
It starts getting complicated.
did Chris just push you down to the
Wow.
ground? No.
I did not. I'd like the record to say that it was the cheesy bread.
Right?
It was just a cheesy bread.
Yeah. The broccoli cheesy bread.
What?
That's what you said. Don't what me. Yeah, so that sounds exciting. Ready
Yeah.
to test it, and we have to rethink who the bard really is. We literally ripped off a story. That even said.
I know. We'll see, though. We'll see how that goes. Oh, yeah, he does cheers now. Even his sister's learned. She'll do cheers.
Do you want to know the Danish cheers? It's
Yeah.
skål. So you go skål. Skål.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I teach sister know how to do our cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, she does know.
So she wants her little baby thing, and she's like,
Do you tell Chris what how to say milk in German?
Milk in German.
Yeah.
that was grape juice all over the Capitol's carpet.
Yeah. It's only the capitals.
Yeah.
If it was the
It's not
Penguins,
that big a deal.
Yeah, it'd probably be a much bigger deal, but
Yeah, that's the wrong end. You chewed that end.
that's how that
I
works,
think you've
Pops.
got juice up here somehow.
Joseph, are you gonna finish your quesadilla?
No.
What?
You had her make you that,
Yeah, Luca made that
Quesadilla,
for you.
and you took one. What, is my wife's cooking not good enough for you?
And we can't send it back with a full dollop of sour
She'll
cream,
not-
so Chris is gonna have to eat that sour cream now.
I actually like sour cream.
Really?
Yeah.
You eat it plain, just spoonfuls at a time.
No, so I mean, I can eat that with like quesadilla. So we do these HelloFresh meals.
Yeah.
And one of the ingredients for one of our very first like weeks we did tacos because that's kind of easy, right? And they had us make a pico de gallo, and then they had us make a crema, which is basically a sour cream watered down. Well, not watered down, but like
Adding stuff
infused
to it.
lime into it, and you basically you squeeze like half a lime into it, salt and pepper, and then you
Squeeze this in here, please.
it's the wrong end. And then you just use the shavings,
No,
and then you just kind of mix it around, and it's a lime lime sour cream. So
This is parenting, Chris. This is what it's all
I can't
about.
believe he's
You
getting
know?
anything in. That was like this tall. There's-
If you knew the science behind
if you blow into
drinking
it, it'll
out
come
of
right
a juice
back out.
box.
Blow. Blow.
Yeah, if you knew the science behind
Yeah.
kids and their juice box adventures, be careful. Don't squeeze juice on Chris.
That's right, I'm
Is
staring you
it
down.
working?
Yeah, I see juice going through. I don't know how it's possible, but
Chris is like,
the math isn't adding up.
it's a miracle. Yeah, future engineer right here.
For those
yeah.
that you can't see, they turned a straw upside down and are putting it in, so the short end of the straw is now in the juice box.
And he's consuming juice.
Consuming juice somehow, even though it didn't reach. Yeah, there you go. Just chug it, chug it. Then you squeeze it and you smash it.
You don't need the straw anymore?
Yes.
Okay.
They're bad for the environment. I've been told. Apparently, the sea turtles don't like straws.
Gosh. Did you hear about what's it called? Is it crustaceans are disintegrating because the acidity level in the ocean is now
Well, isn't that from the SPF, the suntan lotion?
I
stuff
have
like
no
that?
idea, but to think that crabs are dissolving in the ocean now,
Yeah.
they can't live in there.
At least, yeah. I mean, at least it's not like a finger snap Thanos style. But I mean, it's not good. It's not good.
It's a slow burn, this whole end of the world stuff. Yeah, we can watch it. We got front row seats and we can watch it as it happens rather than just an instantaneous thing like a finger snap.
Yeah. Well, that's depressing.
Isn't it? I don't know.
What are you doing? You on my toys?
Are you trying to play with Luigi again?
You want Luigi?
Not four.
4 toys.
old.
Oh, well, he is 4 years old, so that means 4 toys.
Oh, is that the rules?
Yeah. So you're gonna have to get more toys.
Oh.
That's 4 toys right there. I don't know why Luigi has to be in that kind of pose. That's a real, a little bit.
It's unfortunate. There you go.
Look it, Luigi's flying.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, like he stepped on a banana peel.
Now he can fly. Look, it's Mario.
Mario. Who's that one?
It's a
Who is it? No, who's that?
I don't know.
It's DK Jr.
Or Diddy Kong.
Diddy. And the one with the mask? Red, cloaked, white mask?
Do you know his name? That's
Yeah.
right, Shy Guy.
Shy Guy.
When we were at Best Buy, we were debating getting the
Okey-dokey.
It's me and Mario. You were debating.
getting the Kindle Fire or tablet for kids, but they only had blue.
Code.
And I thought, well, maybe blue would be fine. Maybe that'll work out. But then it's like if both of their tablets look the same, then there's no way to
No.
differentiate.
Yeah.
And the newer one does come with a kickstand built in to the case. And Joseph will probably just capitalize on it and say, "Nah, this one's always been mine. The one with the little baby teeth marks, that one's yours." Because they would chew on those. I'm sure.
The corners?
Yeah, I'm curious about the testing of some of those tablets. I'm sure they put it in a room with kids to make sure they could bite it.
Toad's
And
in danger. Toad.
Wow, you just killed Toad.
to make sure that they could bite on those things and that it wasn't going to, I don't know, mess it up. And
Mario, Toad's in danger.
Toad's in danger?
Yeah.
Are you going to save him? Is Mario going to save him?
No.
No one's going to save him?
No. This guy only can fly, but these guys are...
That's a flying monkey, like in Wizard of Oz.
oh, that's right.
Has he seen Wizard of Oz?
No.
Has he seen the Oz or what it was?
The Wiz?
The Wiz. The
No.
Wiz. No.
That's a movie, like, I don't even think I've seen that from beginning to end.
Toad's locked in the cage.
He's locked in the cage?
Yeah.
Oh, now he's sleeping in the cage?
No,
No.
sleeping.
Oh,
the
he's
evil
sleeping.
flying monkey is.
Why
Did
does
he-
Toad
did he
always
call
find
him?
himself imprisoned? Every time these characters seem to come together, Toad's always imprisoned.
Or Peach. Peach always gets
Yeah.
snagged.
No, Joseph won't sit through live action movies yet.
Okay.
It's still just
Just
Pixar.
cartoon stuff.
Yeah. We tried introducing him to Big Hero 6.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it doesn't quite sit through that one all the way.
Oh.
But understands the loss of Hero's older brother. What's Hero's older brother's name? Do you remember Hero's older brother's name in Big Hero 6?
I don't know.
Was it Kobayashi or
I
Katsu?
think that's a type of meat. It's Kobayashi.
Tadashio.
Tadashi, that's right.
Dang. Whoa.
Tadashio.
You remember.
Ta-da.
And then what was Big Hero 6's name?
Hito.
Hito, that's right.
Yeah, from Big
Hito. 6?
And they lived where? San Fran, Tokyo? I think it was.
Mix.
No, that's a pretty cool movie.
I like that one.
But
That was a good one.
he, as soon as he saw that the brother died, he's like, where'd he go?
Oh, no.
This is so
I'm
sad.
out.
Yeah.
Tadashio died.
So I want Tadashi back. I want to see him again. And it's like, no, that's kind of what's going on in these movies now. Even when the
They're
grandmother
introducing
and
it, yeah.
and the grandmother Moana.
Yeah, what about Coco, right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
Isn't that something bad happens in that one too?
Well, I think no, all the characters are alright. They've already passed.
Yeah,
So
that's
the-
right. They're already dead.
Yeah.
He's-
So it's more like a fun time when the afterlife
yeah,
kind of
party.
Beetlejuice adventure.
Yeah.
And then he's really into Frozen 2.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, Claudia ended up buying it for them.
But Olaf is pretty funny.
Yeah. Are you spinning on the Lazy Susan?
Yeah, but it's like a Viking shield for those of you that can't see. It's a pretty cool Lazy Susan. Okay.
Isn't it messed up? Like whomever Susan was, like she probably invented that.
Yeah.
And
it's
probably
all
had-
Lazy Susan.
Yeah, she's probably got the
And
patent
again.
on that thing, and it's like multi-millionaire, billion dollar product. And it's like, you're just so lazy, Susan.
That's what happens when you spin.
Yeah.
Oh, you're blocking. I can't spin it.
His sister started spinning herself around in circles too.
Sorry, running.
Or started spinning in circles,
Like at
just in the living room.
just
Yeah.
doing circles, huh?
And it's like, you really gotta be careful because there's like three corners.
Sharp objects.
Yeah, like three corners are
this
soft
thing is driving me
objects.
crazy. I'm like, yeah, just watch your head on this.
Yeah, so we have like couch, pillows, and then solid wood TV stand.
Yeah.
So it's really like,
So
come
you're playing
on.
the odds.
Yeah.
They're pretty good though. Only a 25% chance you'll
I know.
have. Ow! What'd you do?
Dizzy.
You dizzy? Here, move it out, like right there. There you go.
The other interesting thing is we had him. We took him to a McDonald's and he played in the little play
Oh, the
place.
I heard those things are filthy by the.
I wouldn't know. I didn't go into it, but he didn't want to come out.
Ooh.
And
So you
fortunately,
had to go get him.
well, fortunately they redesigned it so like adults can now climb inside.
Oh, you're allowed to like
so
a weight limit.
yeah, Claudia went in and got him out. But pretty
Was
much
it in the ball pit?
there was no ball pit.
Okay, so that was the gross part that I was talking about.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that
like,
was
you don't know
filthy.
what's under there.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous.
And given the fact that it's McDonald's, you don't know how often it's being cleaned, or if it's even
Right,
being
exactly.
cleaned at all.
They're kids, and I'm pretty sure it was one of the Reddit threads was like what's like the worst thing you found in a ball pit or something like that at McDonald's. And there was some not great things in there.
I imagine a diaper would probably.
Yeah,
be
diaper
one of
was
them.
in there. I think like car keys was in there, which isn't that bad. But how did someone get home? Like,
Do it again.
yeah. So we might be avoiding ball pits, except for our own. You know, have you seen those like ones that you can buy for your house?
Yeah. There was because Joseph didn't want to come out, she had to count. Like that's what kind of we do. We're like, all right, 1, 2, and by the time it gets to 3, it's like, oh, it's on. So as soon as she said 1, the other kid who was in there, like his eyes got really
He
big.
did, like PTSD.
Yeah, Claudia was like, I think our kids have it pretty good because this kid, I just
already-
said 1,
He was
and
already-
he looked terrified. And Joseph was kind of just still laughing.
When
and
Lucas
jumping
starts
around.
counting, I get terrified too. I can't reach that.
Chris got short legs. Chris got baby legs.
Okay, I won't say baby. For you that don't know, I got mean calves, pretty normal sized legs. What?
Look at Chris, you them baby legs.
Oh, but the mic can't move.
It's right there.
Yeah, but Chris is
But yeah,
sitting
but
right
this-
there in the
but
chair.
This can't move, so I'm stuck here.
You just have.
Oh yeah, now what? Yeah, and they don't. You don't.
Get out.
You can help.
Yeah.
How can you help?
No, don't move the microphone. Chris is talking on the microphone.
Yeah.
Can't move.
I can't move. You got to move that closer. That's how that works.
But what if I bumped?
Well, you have to think to yourself, should
Is it
you be
worth-
doing it?
Is it worth it?
I think.
I have a hockey helmet I could put on you.
You
It's
want to put
quite
on a
gross
hockey
though.
helmet?
Oh yeah.
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 You want it?
Yeah.
I don't think you want it.
I do.
It's all sweaty.
Yeah, it's smelly. I think he's seriously debating.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. Like I could play.
If I can play, you
Yeah.
put the helmet on.
Fine.
He's willing to risk brain injury for the spin game. He did move it farther out from the table though. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Pops.
Did you ever make any fun games like this as a kid? We did a roller coaster in a wheelbarrow.
Really?
So yeah, so we it was like 3 or 4 of us, and what'd you do?
I told you.
You
Told you I got hurt.
you got
Did you hurt your wrist?
No. Just hurt my hands.
Oh, come
on
here.
what?
Let me see. Come over here. Let me see your hand.
Just scream.
No, come here. Did Chris break your hand?
Oh my gosh.
Oh. For those of you listening, Joseph's really sad right now.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. You almost lost your finger. Come here.
Oh man, serious.
Come under the microphone. Oy. For those of you listening, send help. No.
Send help.
Come sit down.
We are at 495 South First Street.
Let me see. Is that better?
Well, boom.
No.
Oh, do you need to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
You need the surgery?
Funny, I'm also a doctor.
Do you need Big Hero 6? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now? No?
No.
Okay, well, just sit with me for a little bit. There's no spitting on that. You need, like, safety equipment. You need gloves and all this other
I
stuff.
got hockey gloves too. They're also pretty smelly though.
Yeah. Don't tell Luca, because then she's going to get mad at Chris. She'll be like, you and your baby legs again?
Oh my god. For the record, again, I do not have baby legs.
Baby. No, I didn't have baby eggs.
No, you have toddler legs, because you're growing big.
Do it again.
Okay.
Make
Yeah.
it six again.
Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now?
Do you need a hug?
Do it faster.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now?
Do it.
Are you going to finish your quesadilla? It's getting cold. No.
Have you ever heard of rubbing
Wow.
some sour cream on it?
Do it again.
No, no more. I already kissed your hand.
Do big heels
Let me see. Is it okay?
again. No.
No? You need a Band-Aid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ask Luca for a Band-Aid. Say, Luca, do you have Band-Aid? Chris almost cut my finger off.
No, you get one.
I don't know what the Band-Aids are.
You ask Luca.
No, you're okay.
I'll text her.
It's not
Which she'll
that bad.
really love, by the way.
Look
Yeah.
at- I look.
I know. It's a little red, huh?
That's a look.
Say,
Wow.
No, that's, you say to Chris. You say, "Look at what you did."
No, that is not. That is not. No, that is not what we say.
Look at what you did, Chris.
Oh my gosh. I don't think you're allowed over anymore.
Oh man, yeah. These are the memories that you'll make. You know,
Damaging
when your son is
digits.
here. Yeah, when your son is here and these things happen,
You
your
just
mother-in-law should be the first to let you know.
Yeah, my wife brought up to me that her mother-in-law would like to visit around September, which is when I would be taking maternity leave.
There you go.
So
That's perfect.
You get
Yeah.
the bandage.
Chris already ordered it from
I
Amazon.
sent out the SOS.
Yeah, it's on its way. We have to be patient though. Look at she's paying. Oh,
Oh,
Chris.
she's on the phone right now. She might actually not get that.
So
I might have
Chris
to go get
again.
Band-Aids.
You ask Luca when she's off the phone.
Okay, we can do that too.
Well, I've sent it, so once she gets off, she should see it.
No,
Do
you
you-
do it.
Do you want Chris to show you the game now?
No, because it's
I could hurt his fingers showing him the game.
here. How about? Look what Chris did, Luca.
That is not what we say.
Yes,
I,
that's what Chris did.
Yeah, that was Chris.
Say, Luke, I almost lost my finger because Chris. Whoa, how old are these Band-Aids right here?
Are they old?
No,
How, Luca?
I don't think they
Chris
expire.
almost got my
but they are pretty old.
Did you almost chop your
pinky
finger
off.
off? I think,
But luckily, we had Big Hero 6 in the house, and all things are good.
Six in the house.
oh, Chris.
Ow.
There you
I
go.
feel ashamed of yourself.
I do. Thank you.
Yeah, Chris is getting ready. Parenthood, that dad life. So sorry, Mom, Chris. You know, injuring children
Yeah,
out here.
pretty much. She's talking to her mom.
Oh man, that's not looking well. But he's like, I can stay
get-
longer
Yeah.
if you need to. You gonna go play again, Pops? Here, go under the cord. No more playing on the spinning wheel.
Okay.
Deal? Okay.
Okay, deal.
You get to play with your characters. There you go.
Yeah, Diddy. Not P. Diddy. Diddy Kong.
So no more spinning wheel. Yeah. Is it feeling better? No.
No. Are we going to have to cut
Yeah.
it off? Yeah, we do. We got to cut it off. Put your hand right here.
No.
All right, let me see it.
No.
I want to finish the job.
You cut off with this guy.
No, what did he do? Other than imprison Toad.
Yeah, you did it with the spinny wheel and your spin wheel. And I got hurt with that.
If I remember correctly,
chair.
the story was a little different. You were twisting my arm to spin you. I just did what was asked. No, that's not what happened.
That's why we gotta be safe when we play, Joseph.
That's why you wear helmets when you ride tricycles and stuff like that,
And gloves.
and spinning wheels.
Mm-hmm. But it's another bump and bruise. He's been getting a lot of bumps and bruises at school.
Well, it's like learning experiences.
Yeah. The way that they play on the what they call it the play structure.
Okay.
But this
A
thing
jungle
is
gym?
like, yeah, this thing is like, I don't know, it's pretty high up. And they're running like full speed on this thing all over. And there's tons of openings and places where they could literally just fall
It's literally a death trap.
twice the height of them to the ground. So maybe 6 foot,
Okay.
20-foot drop.
Yeah,
And
there's a new director in like preschool.
A new director?
Yeah.
yeah.
What's he direct? Traffic or
No.
No?
A new director office. The director's office.
oh,
At preschool.
Yeah. They had another woman who's the director and it didn't work out.
too many kids getting injured.
Miss
Yeah.
Charity.
Miss Charity,
Yeah.
is she the new or the old
She's a
new director?
Yeah.
Do you like her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good because if she was listening, We're big fans.
Oh yeah. I'm not exactly sure. I think that she probably has to handle all the business aspect side of things. So billing and making sure that, answering maybe parents' calls or whatever the case may be.
Okay, yeah.
But definitely being in charge.
These five guys.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
There is 5.
That would be nice if there was a Five Guys here. But
Then I wouldn't be annoyed about the cheesy bread situation that we're in.
Broccoli cheese.
I can't get that guy to stand.
next time.
Yeah,
Next
time.
next podcast. When you come by the house, you can bring some cheesy bread.
Oh, I'm bringing the cheesy bread now.
Exactly. That's how we'll do it.
Okay.
5 little monkeys jumping on the bed.
Yeah, what happens to him?
5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head.
I don't know. So which one are we losing?
Uh,
Which one jumped off?
Start.
Oh, I spin.
Whoa. One literally fell off.
Yeah, one little monkey. Now how many monkeys are on the bed?
4 little monkeys. And Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said,
Ooh.
no more monkeys jumping on the bed. And
That's right.
4 little monkeys jumping on the bed.
Oh, but they continue jumping?
They do.
Okay.
These monkeys don't listen.
No, they're just wild.
Yeah, and the fact that they have to go to the hospital because they incur an injury that would require a doctor visit
Yeah, right?
seems to me like maybe there's something at home the mother should be doing.
Yeah, to prevent this.
Like Baymax. That's the name of Big Hero 6. Baymax. That's right.
Yeah, Baymax.
Baymax.
What about Frozen? Can you sing Chris the song from Frozen 2?
What?
You know the song.
What's up?
The one when the wind is blowing.
Oh,
you
you
know
do
what
know?
it is.
yeah.
You can do it.
You better
That was
beatbox?
No. Have a... No.
Nanan?
Wasn't 2.
Frozen 2, that's right.
No.
Almost. How about Olaf's song? Good job, Joseph.
Held that note.
Yeah, that was a good job.
Yeah.
What other songs do you know?
I don't know.
What do you mean? You know them all.
Oh, what about Moana's?
No.
You're He's singing in Polynesian.
But Luca, you don't.
I know she doesn't like Polynesian.
Actually,
It's
she's a
music.
fan of the Polynesian Chick-fil-A sauce.
She's a fan of Polynesian Chick-fil-A sauce, but that's as far as her fandom goes.
I already did it.
Well, we'll keep practicing then, okay?
How about what's that? We just hear Frozen 2.
Oh, from Frozen 2.
That when the wind is blowing.
Yeah, when the wind is blowing.
From that Olaf said.
What about Let It Go? From Frozen 1. Let it
From Frozen
go.
2.
Let
Yeah.
it go.
I don't think we've seen... Have we seen Frozen 1?
You not seen Frozen 1? With Olaf?
Or wouldn't it just be Frozen?
I think it's just Frozen.
Or the first Frozen film?
Watch. Hey guys, it's the wind spirit.
Oh.
Yeah, the Wind Spirit song. Do you
Yeah.
remember that one?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's the wind spirit.
What's the next part?
I don't know.
Oh, you can't lead
Okay.
off with that. Now I want to hear the song.
Luca did.
Tell Luca to sing the Wind Spirit song? I don't think she knows it.
No. The words that we just hear from Frozen 2.
Oh, that na-na-nay?
No. From the words, not the songs.
Oh, okay, from the words.
In the
Obviously.
So was that water heater what was leaking?
I didn't have a leak. But yeah, that water heater was broken.
that
It
was,
Oh.
was the bypass valve.
that was leaking.
Not leaking.
Marty
just
was
not
throwing
working.
shade
At who?
at you.
I can't tell you.
Because I didn't fix it myself.
He's like, where's Chris? I was like, oh, he left. His water heater's broken. He's like, and?
We didn't have heated water in my day.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, the guy came out to fix it, so Chris had to be there to watch. He's like, It's like he's not fixing it himself,
Oh my god.
but he wants to be there to watch a man do some
Oh
work.
my
I
god.
was like, yeah, apparently. I mean, that's Marty, though. I mean, he grew up different times.
Yeah.
They did things a lot different back then.
I think he worked on the Titanic, right?
Possibly.
Isn't that what Carolyn says?
Yeah, he was one of the sheet metal workers or one of the riveters. Yeah,
Now we know why it's that.
he was a steam engine operator. No, he was the one up on the deck that
Looking out
yelled
for-
out iceberg.
Yeah, looking for icebergs.
Yeah. So
There's actually an interesting like Reddit thing. Like, if you could go back in time to warn the Titanic, what would you do?
oh yeah, if you got a
He's-
ticket, but
yeah, if you had a
your
ticket.
class was also
Yeah.
a factor. It's not like you were a first class passenger.
Right. And you couldn't bring anything back with you. I think it was just like you just happened to be there with this knowledge.
Yeah.
How would you change the current events?
I don't think that you could. I think that well, in
Other
any-
than tell the guy there's icebergs, right? Like, wasn't that thing? Or I think the actual real story is like his walkie-talkie didn't work or something like that. So maybe.
oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or they only had they only had one pair of binoculars or something, and it was missing or something like that.
I guess if you knew the story,
Yeah, the actual
then
legit story.
like
not-
that, and I would probably say that the only shot that you have is to either wait till that night
Yeah, you
before it
can't.
was going to happen, and then tell them, "Hey, there's an iceberg."
or force your way up there to make sure that you're. Oh man, do you see that iceberg and wake his ass up?
Yeah.
like
So, like, could you even make it close to the wherever they're steering
they're
the
not
ship?
gonna let you up there. But there was also another one that was like sneak into the captain's room or whatever, and then
Slay
signal
him?
for an SOS 3 hours before they actually hit, and just let the ship hit anyway, so that they can safety regulate. Because apparently, a bunch of safety regulations came from the Titanic sinking, right? So let it still hit. But then everyone's still saved because it took them 3 hours for them to answer the distress signal or something like that.
Oh, dang.
So that was kind of a clever way. Oh yeah, let us get hit, but I'm going to tell them to come pick us up 3 hours early.
Yeah.
So
I think that anytime someone goes back to the past, like in film and in stuff like that, to try to warn people of what was going to happen, they always come off as a crazy person.
right,
So then you almost think about the same thing when you run into a crazy person out in public.
and they're like, yeah, don't eat that Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, it's like, are you from the future or are you just a crazy, person?
You'll never know.
Yeah. There's no way
If
of,
they are from the future, right? You would expect them to be rich because they're going to place bets, right? Like that's the first thing every like time traveler knows is figure out who won the Super Bowl and then bet big at the beginning of the season or whatever. Just right.
that was one of the things I wonder, just how there's been, what was it? Wasn't it that film Goats, Talking to Goats,
I've never seen that film, so
with George Clooney, and pretty much like I believe it was based off a real government test where they really wanted to test if psychic abilities were a real thing. So they spent
I
taxpayer
do
dollars.
remember that movie. I didn't actually see it though.
Yeah, there's like all these government tests where they do stuff like that, and they spend taxpayer dollars to like see if
Kinda like-
psychosis is real, to see the effects of LSD. I'm sure to test if time travel is a possibility,
Yeah.
and probably I would imagine there's a department of maybe time cops.
Time cops?
Yeah, they study.
So we're going a little bit Umbrella Academy, a little bit of Stranger Things going on.
well,
We
because
got a
why?
mix of both.
Yeah, why else would there be a change in currency over the years? I mean, the dollar bill has changed. The $100 bill has changed. Yeah, you can say it's for counterfeit.
Wow, this is a weird conspiracy theory that I've never gone down this road.
I mean, you could say it's for counterfeit purposes, but at the same time, you can't travel to the past, take a bunch of money, and then take it to the future with you. It's not the same. And even if you were to say invest this money in some type of account or something, I'm sure there's a way to where it's like this account has shown inactivity for X amount of time, and they would send a letter saying, hey, this account has inactivity. So you couldn't travel maybe 50 years in the past and go 50 years in the future and expect maybe that account to still be active.
I don't know.
I wonder if because I would seriously think that, human nature, there's probably some kind of weird time travel protection stuff set in place.
By the
Even
time
if
cops
people-
or by like, well, there's like a
Not like a
paradox.
time cop, but
You mean
like
like a paradox?
well, just like a certain thing that it's like, well, like a bank account. Maybe after 10 years of inactivity, they do something about it. Only because maybe the person has been deceased or whatever the case may be. They send a letter out, and if there's no reply, then the account is just terminated.
That would suck.
It would. Because what if you placed a big bet on a Super Bowl game and you had $1 million waiting for you, and you knew that through, appreciation and all this other stuff, or you invested in stocks and bonds, and then you traveled back to the future.
Apple before they became Apple.
Exactly.
But you telling yourself to like, hey, put all your money in Apple, right? You leave yourself a little note. Yo, invest in Apple, right? And you do it. But because you invested it now rippled everything else. So now Apple's not the big one. It's Orange is the new company, right? So
Bill Gates and Steve Jobs never had their falling out.
yeah, exactly. They're best friends because now they have a lot of money and they didn't actually need to go through, right? Because you invested all your money. I don't know. So there's things like that. Like when you go back and do something that changes, butterfly effect, right? So
Yeah, I would think if time travel were something that were possible, then yes, there would probably be something like that. But
do you think time travel is possible?
no. Well, just because the science, they're saying it's impossible, and I don't have a master's or a doctorate in astrophysics or physics or anything like that, so I kind of take the scientific community's word on it, unless something else would have happened. But for the most part, I guess if time travel were something that were possible, then maybe it's like, okay, well, could there be things like this in place? Because certain people, you hear about, what was it? Oh, wasn't it the, who was talking about that? The reason Trump only eats fast food is because he's afraid of getting poisoned, or the thought of being poisoned by somebody. And he knows that fast food, it's like no one would ever know it was him that was ordering it, or something like that. I don't know, like there's some weird stuff that we think as people, and it makes it possible that there's probably maybe an investment banker or a big bank person that thinks like, man, a time traveler could totally screw my thing up right here. Or they're the time traveler themselves.
What about going to Mars? Are you one of those people that would go?
No.
No, you're not. You don't want to be one of the first colonies out there?
There's nothing out there.
Yeah.
I mean, what would I
Imagine all the video game time you'd get.
Yeah, that's true. I imagine like a person who would want to go to Mars would probably have to really love camping. They'd have to really love roughing it, because there's nothing that's out there yet. And even then, what was it? There was a talk with...
You need those frontier men.
I know. There was a talk, yeah. There's a lot of free land up in them stars. We're going to go strike it rich on some minerals. But it puts you so far away.
Yeah.
And I
You
think that
leave
was
everything behind.
there's a lot of like scientific kind of... People have vetted certain like ways that human nature is and the way that it could possibly go, that it very well could end up being like you're on Mars so long, and after so many generations you're just an entire new species, and you can quite literally never come back to Earth because the gravity is different on Mars.
Like your body's evolutionized?
Yeah, your body has evolved to be Martian.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, because you're so far away, I think that even military has certain reach. Eventually, the people from Earth couldn't really tell you what to do anymore.
No.
Kind of like the same
Ain't
thing
no
that
laws
happened.
on Mars.
Kind of like the same thing that happened when, y'all colonizers came here to the North Americas, and
took what we wanted.
yeah, and then it was like the king or the queen or whomever was in charge back in Europe was trying to keep y'all under control.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope.
No, revolution, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the same thing I think would happen there. But
Okay.
I think that it was was it Neil deGrasse?
Grass, NDT.
Yeah, NDT. He was the one that said, or was it Bill Nye? One of the two. Was like, why would I want to go to Mars? Why would we want to terraform Mars? You know how much work and how much science would be involved in terraforming a planet to be habitable? Why don't we make our planet habitable again? I mean, we're slowly ruining our planet, but then that's getting maybe too grassroots too.
Who invited the hippie? No, I don't know.
I know, right? Just trying to burn some gasoline, okay?
Yeah. I don't think I would go. That's not really my thing. Like even if they were just like even just like go up into Vandenberg's now offering, you know, $500 NASA rides just up into space and come back. I don't think I'd do it.
What if there was a job up in space, like
You mean like working on satellites or something? Or like
asteroid mining? What if you were a numbers guy and you had to visit, say we were developing the technology to harness the power of the sun, the Dyson swarm, if you will. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
like the vacuum Dyson?
No.
I am not familiar with where you're going.
You mean the way Steve drinks water? No.
Dasani?
So, I think that was, what was it? Certain people theorized that a type 2 civilization that harnesses the power of their solar system would create a Dyson sphere. And it'd be like a huge sphere that encapsulates, like, say, the sun. And it would be just one huge, it would capture solar energy, radiation. It would capture all that stuff. And then
and charge batteries and bring them back down?
it would put it back to Earth. The amount of energy you would have would be, you know, tenfold the amount you could ever
Right.
gather in your single lifetime.
Yeah, but
Pretty
you just
much
gotta
like,
get up there and survive the energy of the sun, right?
yeah, pretty
Without
much like
radiation or
gas prices would equal zero. Like gas would be irrelevant at that point.
that's what
So
you think.
they think it's more realistic to have, say, a Dyson swarm, a bunch of little satellites that kind of just hover around
Solar panels.
the sun, yeah, and then shoot that energy back. And so it'd sort of be like solar oil mining kind of. And so if you were a numbers guy and you had to go visit each of these solar clustered swarms to, you know, make sure they're meeting their quotas and stuff, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of the satellite.
I mean, it would be an
Kinda-
entry level position for you, so it'd probably start out at least 1.5 trillion a year. Like,
Then yes,
yeah.
I would do it for 1 year and quit. First paycheck and I'm out. Right?
Wouldn't that be crazy though? Like your Honda Civic is now like $23 trillion.
Yeah, right.
So
So
you're
we got
thinking to
that
yourself, like-
African money or whatever.
yeah, you go rupees.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's have to be a certain point where money just has to go back down because it's too hard to add.
Yeah. That's just.
I mean, that's like, was it like 23,000 yen for something? And really, that's supposed to be like around what, 2,300 US dollars?
yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, the conversion is just pretty ridiculous. But either way. So you gonna play this game now so we can see?
Oh, you want me to play?
Just play it offline.
I can play it.
That's the end of the podcast, unless you're gonna flip the mic around.
I mean, I can, but it'll be kind of hard to.
Yeah.
transition, so.
So that'll be it then. That was a pretty good one, man.
Yep.
Next time you have to come through to the house.
And bring cheesy bread.
Oh yeah, we'll do that.